Hello and welcome to another Delboy film short. This is just a little pet project of mine where I'm just going to show some of my physical media collection. It's going to be as short as possible, try and keep the format exactly the same. I'm just going to show you an unboxing if I can. Something about the Collectorz software, what it says about the film, and my final thoughts, and possibly a trailer. So you already know what this film is already. So we will go to overhead cam. And here we are with my copy of Tron, the 4K edition steelbook. So it's already wrapped up in its own plastic protective case. So I'll try and get that out. There we go. And it comes with a little J card. Quite a nice one, this J card, because it's got a lip rather than using that horrible sellotape. There's the back of it, so you can have a little look. You'll see there's quite a few special features. This one is sort of it's a matte steel book, quite nice in design. Really do like those pictures. I think they're similar to the Blu-ray steelbook released some years in the past that I've got as well. If we open it up, you get two discs, a 4K and a Blu-ray. I believe our American cousins have a digital code with theirs as well. That's the inside with the light cycles. Very nice. This is the Blu-ray disc. Nice picture there. As you can see, it's multi-region A, B, C. So no protection on there. And here is the 4K disc, which I'll put down so you can see the picture better. There we go. And most 4Ks don't have any protection on it at all. Fits quite snugly in its little box. Like I say, really do quite like that imagery. So we'll go now to the Collectorz software database. So this is my little database. I use the Collectorz software. I'm not endorsing their product in any way. This is what I use, and there are many other programs out there, but I can read out some information, and there's an awful lot on this film because it's been out a long time and it's got quite a status in the film industry. So what does it say about the plot? Well, it says when brilliant video game maker Flynn hacks the mainframe of his ex-employer, he is beamed inside an astonishing digital world and becomes part of the very game he is designing. In his mission through cyberspace, Flynn matches wits with a maniacal master control program and teams up with Tron, a security measure created to bring balance to the digital environment. Yeah, in a very brief way, that sort of explains it. There's a lot more sort of like to it than that. But the cast, wow, what a cast, really. We look at the cast now in different ways, but it wouldn't have seemed so probably special at the time that it came out, but there's some really big names here. So you got Jeff Bridges, who's Kevin Flynn, the main person in the film, although the actual film is called Tron, and it stars Bruce Boxleitner. I can't pronounce his name. He's Alan Bradley. He's the Tron in the film. David Warner, who's the Master Controller, is Ed Dillinger. Cindy Morgan is Laura, and Bernard Hughes is Dr. Walter Gibbs. I really liked his character. He was Mr. Merlin when I was a kid. A TV program in the 80s. The crew, you got director Steven Leisberger, apparently a profound artist, and went on to actually produce some of the spin-offs of this particular film. Producer Harrison Allenshaw. It's written by Steven. The cinematography is Bruce Logan, and the musician, well, what can I say? It's Wendy Carlos. Very big fan of Wendy Carlos. Profound on synthesizers. So we'll go down a little bit and we'll see what it says about the film. So we've got the inspiration here. So it says the inspiration from Tron dates back to 1976, when Leisberger became intrigued with video games after seeing Pong. He and producer David Kushner set up an animation studio to develop Tron with the intention of making it an animated film. To promote the studio itself, Leisberger and his team created a 30-second animation featuring the first appearance of the title character. Eventually, Leisberger decided to include live-action elements with both backlit and computer animation for the actual feature-length film. Various studios had rejected the storyboards for the film before Walt Disney Productions agreed to finance and distribute Tron. Their backlit animation was finally combined with the 2D computer animation and live-action footage. Yes, so there's an awful lot to take in there. The release. Tron was released on July 9th, 1982. The film was a moderate success at the box office and received mixed reviews from critics who praised its groundbreaking visuals and acting, but criticised its storyline as being incoherent. Yes, there's a lot of what some people call psychobabble. But yeah, there's many computer terms in there, and it's almost like a whole new language. Tron received nominations for Best Costume Design and Best Sound at the 55th Academy Awards. It was, however, disqualified from the Best Visual Effects category because at the time the Academy felt that using computer animation was cheating. Can you imagine that in the modern era? The competition. Tron was originally meant to be released during the Christmas season of 1982, but when chairman of Disney board Card Walker found out that the release date of Don Bluth's film The Secret of NIMH was in early July, he rushed it into a summer release to be able to compete with Bluth, and it ended up competing with the films like E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan, Blade Runner and Poltergeist. In other words, it didn't have much of a chance, especially with the name of Disney at the particular time that were struggling during that off. The soundtrack for Tron was written by pioneer electronic musician Wendy Carlos, who's best known for her album Switched on Bach, which by the way is brilliant, and the soundtracks to many films, including the Stanley Kubrick directed films A Clockwork Orange and The Shining, and those are stunning. The music, which was the first collaboration between Carlos and her partner Anne-Marie Franklin, featured a mix of an analog Moog synthesizer and Kruma's GDS digital synthesizer, complex addictive and phase modulation synthesis, along with non-electronic pieces performed by the London Philharmonic Orchestra, which were hired at the insistence of Disney, which was concerned that Carlos might not be able to complete her score in time. Two additional music tracks, 1990s Theme and Only Solutions, were provided by the American band Journey after British band Supertramp pulled out of the project. An album featuring dialogue, music and sound effects from the film was also released on LP by Disneyland Records in 1982. The sound design and creation of the film was assigned to Frank Serafin, who was responsible for the sound design on Star Trek The Motion Picture in 1979. There were over 750 separate tape segments in the picture, said Sefrin. He created all the sound effects in the movie exclusively by synthesizers and similar electronic devices. Brilliant. Box office. The Tron was released in July 9th of 1982 to 1,091 theatres in the United States and Canada, grossing $4 million on its opening weekend. It went on to gross $33 million in the United States and Canada and $17 million overseas for a worldwide gross of approximately $50 million, which was Disney's highest grossing live-action film for 5 years. In addition, the film had $70 million in wholesale merchandise sales, so that's $50 million, $70 million in merchandise sales. But despite the gross and merchandise sales, it was seen as a financial disappointment, and the studio wrote off some of its $17 million budget. By the way, that doesn't happen to mention how many quarters this game, merchandise and input came. for the video game Tron that came out in the same year. Yes, there was a video game rushed out for coincidence with the film, and that, I believe, got 40 million in itself. Legacy, therefore. The film is considered a groundbreaking and has inspired several individuals in numerous ways. John Lasseter, head of Pixar and Disney's animation group, described how the film helped him see the potential of computer-generated imagery in the production of animated films, and stating, "Without Tron, there would be no Toy Story." Take that into your head. Tron developed into a cult film and was ranked as 13th in a 2010 list of the top 20 cult films published by the Boston Globe. So there's a lot there. So we will go now to the clip. Hopefully it will play back. We won't get banned. And then I'll do my final thoughts.
The NCOM 511 computer, center of the most calculating intelligence on Earth. Within it, there exists an unknown civilization where man has never been. A startling new world where time and distance defy the laws of logic.
I still do not understand why you want to break into the system.
Because, man, somewhere in one of these memories is the evidence.
Kevin Flynn, computer genius, searching for answers inside the system.
Hey, it's the big master control program everybody's been talking about.
Stop! I'm warning you. I'm gonna have to put you on the game grid.
Propelled into the digital world of the computer itself.
Oh man, this isn't happening. It only thinks it's happening. Who's that guy?
That's Tron.
Trapped inside an electronic arena where love and escape do not compute. Journey across an electronic sea on cycles made of light. Tron. Enter its world this summer.
Yes, and there was the clip to Tron. And what can I say that probably hasn't been said by many other people? I looked in my diary before doing this video, and I noted that this is one of the last films I saw at Cinema Club in 1982. I was turning into a teenager, and so therefore I was going to see films more as an adult than I would in sort of like a child type environment. And I remember seeing it at the cinema and finding it wonderful. I mean, I'd started to get into computers by going up into secondary school in the 80s, and so seeing this film where you could actually sort of like be beamed into the computer and seeing all of the pathways looking like this, I was mesmerized. Yes, it's got all that language that you've got to learn, master computer, RAM, ROM, all of that sort of stuff. But then again, don't we have all of that in Lord of the Rings or anything that we've got to do with fantasy? It's I mean, A Clockwork Orange is well known for having its own language, especially if you read the book. So the visuals were there. The sound I found absolutely fantastic because I was into synthesizers at the time, and I'd been listening to Switched on Bach because I had it on LP at the time, and loved it. Some people criticize the story, and I can see that, but to be quite honest, because of the environment and probably my age, I just found it an absolute fantastic film, and one that I couldn't wait to own myself when video recorders started to become the norm for us. It's been shown on TV. I had to suffer with pan and scan versions of the film for many years until I got a DVD release. Even the Laserdisc wasn't widescreen in this country. So, yeah, when I got the DVD, it was a 2-disc set, which I've got and still have. But now I've got the 4K. And that 4K that you saw at the beginning is what I consider to be one of the best transfers. It's had a 6-month restoration done on it. And I put it onto my OLED screen with my Panasonic recorder and played through my Denny Atmos speaker system, and I was just blown away by it. I was taken back to being like a child. And I do know that the film is not for everybody, but if you can get past that, if you can delve into the story like you can with Lord of the Rings or Krull or any sort of like science fiction or fantasy film, then there's a lot to enjoy here. You've just got to hone in on your inner child. And with that, that's where I'm going to end it and just say it's a reference quality disc. If you like this film, it's definitely a must buy. But for me, I'm going to say salute. Thanks for watching this. Bye bye.